What's up guys? Welcome to Asana Lab again here in Zullino, Yoga in Salento with the amazing Laruga, and now we're discussing show about laghu vajrasana. One of the hard position for me when I'm starting to enter in the intermittent series, also for a lot of benefits about round back. And laghu vajrasana for me is one of the most difficult position now I've met. So Laruga, can you explain me how I can manage to enter in a good way in this pose?
Well, with laghu vajrasana, the thing with this position is that it's really working on our strength. And the part that makes it challenging is that we're elongating the fronts of the thighs as we're also strengthening them. So sometimes when people feel that, oh yeah, I feel like my legs are strong, this shouldn't be a problem. Also, we're working through the core too. It's because we're accessing our strength from this elongated position of the leg muscles here. Yeah. So it can be, even if we feel like we have pretty strong legs, in this position it can feel challenging. Yeah. So it'll take a bit of practice to kind of get that strength built in this particular type of way.
Yeah, and how is important the round of the back, because I feel like collapse down, because maybe my back is not so round, my back band is not so deep.
Well, we're not actually going for so much flexibility in this pose. Okay. It's more strength.
Yeah.
And so we're not necessarily trying to get a deep extension of the spinal column. We're really trying to, again, develop the sense of strength to the legs and the core to help support what the next pose entails, which is a deep level strength and a deep level opening. Okay. So I find that it's so important that students have really good strength to support a deep opening, such as a kapotasana. And even students that I have that are very naturally flexible, I want them to have that strength to support the health of their back. Okay. If we don't develop that nice strength, even if we have flexibility, in the long term, it might not be the healthiest thing. So we're always trying to balance strength and flexibility, especially when this positions become more extreme.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the mat is for you, please.
So in laghu vajrasana, this is a back bend, but it's a strength-based back bend. So we're not going to have so much extension going through the spinal column. And it is a difficult pose. Sometimes it takes a while for people to feel that they can complete the pose fully. You just have to be patient and keep practicing. When you're first learning, you want to focus on the first part, which is to lower yourself down. And just try to lower yourself down as slowly as possible. The negative action of lowering will help us to be able to get up over time. Naturally, it is easier to go down than it is to come up. And, it just takes a while. So the entryway to this is to really be able to slowly lower yourself down. The top of the head does touch the floor. When the top of the head is on the floor, just do your best to really, keep that energy to be able to come back up. And that can be the difficult part, because sometimes when the head touches, we feel like we just collapse all of our energy and our support there. So you want to maintain that connection with the head down for a full 5 breaths, and then inhale, bringing yourself back up. The arms stay straight. We reach for the ankles. I do realize that some people teach the other position of hands behind the knees, but this is not how we work here, because again, hands at the ankles is demanding that we require a deep level of strength to really support the deeper opening of the next position. So we begin with downward facing. Okay, so we'll inhale, jump forward to kneeling. We want the knees to be hip width apart, and we want the shin bones and the tops of the feet to really ground in downward into the floor. Then exhale, catching the waist, and inhale, we take a breath. Just let the air come in to elongate through the torso as we ground through the shin bone. And then from here we exhale and continue to open the front of the body. And I also want the shoulders to just begin to melt backward. And then from here, I'm going to drop the arms to then reach for my ankles. And the arms stay straight, and I really keep the chest open, the head going back, as I push the hands into the ankles and lower myself down nice and slow. The head touching. We complete 5 breaths here. I still want to really hold on and press the hands into the ankles and continue to engage the core, Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, as I press the feet downward. After 5 breaths, inhale. I want to come up, really pressing, keeping the front body open on my way up. And then exhale, hands to the waist. And then from here, inhale, hands down to jump back and complete the vinyasa. So when we come up, usually what I tell students when they're very new to learning this position, the most strength happens through the first few centimeters getting off the floor. Once you can pass that initial, first centimeters off the floor, it gets much easier from there.
Okay. Yes.
That's why some people feel a little bit defeated at first, because it just feels like there's no power. But it's because right out of the gate, we have to give the most energy. So that's the interesting part with laghu vajrasana.
Yeah, great. Wow. I've seen that you have pushed so much after the 5 breaths. Then instead of me that I stay completely in tension for all 5 breaths, then I start to push, and maybe it's not the easiest way, mine, because I have to collapse down with the head, touch, and then push. Okay.
But when you're breathing 5 breaths, you just, especially in the learning stages, you want to try not to totally let go.
Yeah.
There is a time in the future, after practicing, quite a few attempts in the long term, you can kind of relax there. But at first, in the learning stages, if we relax and we want to stay relaxed. We don't want to be tense. But if we let go,
not too much.
Right, we don't want to let go too much because then sometimes we lose it to come back up.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you guys. Thank you, Laruga, of course. And also in laghu vajrasana, don't do yoga, be yoga. See you.